Good morning. Hey, my name is Kevin Ellis, President of Local 2338 here at the John J. Pershing VA Medical Center. Hey, what you have attached with this email is a decision that came from the Western District Court, Waco Division out of Texas. I'm sending this out to you because we just received it yesterday, and I want you to take your time and read it in detail. But I'm going to give you a overview of what it is. As many of you probably recall, Trump signed an executive order on March the 27th, somewhere about that time frame, trying to eliminate all collective bargaining agreements within the federal government. This attack from Trump against all employees include you, whether you are a dues paying member or not. He is trying to impact you. And when he signed the executive order, before it was made known to the public, before it was made known to everybody that the executive order had been signed and posted for anybody to read, lawyers from his administration went down to the U.S. District Court in Texas and tried and filed a lawsuit to get the district court to immediately enforce Donald Trump's executive order to get rid of all bargaining agreements within the federal government or the public sector. Now, I want you to just think about that for a moment. Before anyone knew the executive order had been signed and posted to the website for everybody to read, his lawyers went down to Texas and tried to get a Texas district judge, a federal judge, to immediately give them the authority and to approve of them getting rid of the collective bargaining agreements. Here is what the court said. And it was really a slap down against the administration for trying to pull a fast one. As you read the order, they told the Trump administration that you do not have standing to file this type of um, a charge in court to try to eliminate collective bargaining agreements for, for three main reasons. One, in order to file this type of a charge, there has to be harm shown that the agreements have caused injury to the federal government. First, there is no such thing that the agency can point to or the Trump administration can point to that says the federal government has been harmed. Nothing. Okay. That's the first problem they had. The second problem they had is that the court said that it was filed in the improper district. Now, you have to ask yourself the question, why would they run to Texas to try to get a Texas judge to give them favor when executive order was signed in Washington, D.C.? This is what's called by judge shopping. The administration thought they could run to the state of Texas and get the state of Texas to give them the authority to immediately get rid of all collective bargaining agreements, wipe them out, get rid of them. And because it was filed in the wrong jurisdiction in Texas, It's null and void. The court is telling the agency that they are precluded from even hearing or entertaining this because one, they don't have jurisdiction, for one. It's filed in the wrong district. And then two, that there are several other lawsuits already filed in other district courts in the proper jurisdiction by the American Federation of Government Employees and the AFL-CIO. But I want you to read this in detail. It's only 22 pages long, and that includes the front page and the rear page. And I want you to read it for yourself. Don't take my word for it. Read it. Read what the judge and the court said out of Waco, Texas. Now, the Trump administration is trying to make every federal employee within the federal government at-will employees. What is meant by at-will? That means that they believe that if they can make the federal government at-will employees, that they can walk up to you and say, you're fired. What the administration has not realized is this is not The Apprentice. This is not some game show. This is not some game that you can play with people's lives. These are real people. These are real Americans with jobs, with families, and with responsibilities. And for this administration to have such disdain for federal employees that they would be willing to want to sign an executive order to get rid of all collective bargaining agreements in every federal agency when they've already been bargained and negotiated through good faith with the unions and the government agencies is really asinine. And it just really leads to and help you understand just how much this administration hates public sector employees. And you have to ask yourself, why? Why does this administration hate public sector employees? Why does this administration hate unions? Well, I can tell you why. It's because, one, we are the American workforce. We are the backbone of the country. We are the backbone that makes everything else in the country work appropriately, and it also protects our families. I want you to understand that you work a 40-day work week right now because of the activity and activism of the union. You get paid vacation time. You get paid sick leave. You get FMLA. You get a retirement plan. You get benefits. You get the ability to take leave anytime you want to. You have a retirement plan. Those benefits that you enjoy every single day, sometimes unawareingly, it's because of the union. It's because of the union that you have locks to put on your doors. It's because of the union that you have an exit sign to tell you where the exit doors are in case of an emergency. It's because of the unions that make the agency to provide you with clean, breathing air in the workplace. It's because of the union that requires agencies and public sector and private sector agencies to provide clean drinking water. That is a requirement because the unions before you and here present today fight for them rights and benefits every single day. You enjoy a retirement plan. You enjoy a good paying job with benefits, not because the agency felt so great about you and want to give you something out of the goodness of their heart. You and I both enjoy these benefits solely because the union fought for it and obtained it. Now, we don't have to agree on every principle, but the one principle that should unite us all, bargaining unit employees and management officials, is that each of us have a right to pursue our lives and to work a good paying job without the threat of retaliation, retribution um, from my employer. Every one of us has that right. We have a right to come to work, enjoy work, get paid for a benefit, and take them benefits and go take care of our families, to provide them with food, clothing, shelter, medical care. That is the reason why we do what we do. That's the whole reason why people go to work every single day, is to make a living for themselves and for their family members. And to have someone that hates federal employees so much that they go and sign an executive order and then run to a court and ask the court to support that executive order shows you how much they hate the federal workforce. Now, the other question that you might want to ask yourself is, why are there being so many executive orders signed by this administration? The answer is pretty simple. Because they know they cannot get this type of crap through members of Congress, which is one branch that provides a check and a balance on the executive branch. That's the reason why there are so many executive orders coming out from this White House in the first 100 days, because they know they cannot get this type of stuff through Congress to be approved. Because regardless of whether you're Republican, Democrat, Independent, Black, white, Asian, old, young, we all have people who represent our state in Congress, and there's no way something like this would get through members of Congress in the House and the Senate and be passed into law. Why? Because it is not American to have the executive branch try to take a sledgehammer to your life and my life and our family safety and well-being. That's the reason why you get so many executive orders signed. And you're probably witnessing, just like I am, the majority of those executive orders are all being deemed illegal. Now, if some of you were around back in 2018, when the Trump administration put executive orders in, then they failed against the union. They failed. They failed in court. They failed with the public. They failed with employees, and they failed with unions. And we are sincerely believing that the executive order that they've put in to eliminate the contracts will not stand the test of time. We believe the executive order that they put in to stop our dues withholding is not going to stand the test of time, because those benefits have been grounded in federal law. 7102 gives unions the right to represent employees, and 7115 requires federal agencies to deduct dues deductions and remit them to your local unions. That is a requirement in federal law. And you cannot come in and take an executive order and just say, because I am the president of the United States, I'm going to sign an executive order that's going to wipe the federal law off the books. You cannot do that. You cannot do that. And we believe that part of um, what the administration is doing is also trying to frustrate people and get people so frustrated and mad that they leave the federal government. It's all part of a big master plan by this administration to reduce the federal workforce, either by hook or by crook. That's their intention. Okay. So, but I want you to read this decision from the court. Um, it's only 21 pages long. Read it for yourself, and I want you to see exactly what the court said. The this charge in Texas District Court, federal court, had zero standing, zero. None of it, none of it is valid. Okay, none of it is valid. Now I'm going to continue to ask you, and I will continue to do this as long as I'm president of the union. Join the union. Get into the fight. I'm going to give you an 1187, which is email. We're going to still ask employees that want to join the union to complete 1187 because we want to have a copy on our end for every new member that joins. We want to have a hard copy of 1187 signed by the employee that wants to join the union. Why do we want to do that? Because we know that at the end of the day, when the decision was made to stop withholding dues deductions, that them dues deductions are going to be reinstated. It's going to be put back into existence. Why? Because the contract mandated for one, and then two, federal law mandates it, and it mentions 1187s by name and by nomenclature. So those are the reasons why we will continue here at this local to process 1187s. We're going to send them to the agency. They're going to deny and say they can't process it. That's on the agency. We will continue to follow the law. We will continue to follow our contract so that when we have to go before an arbitrator, we can say we continue to follow the contract, we continue to follow the federal law, and we're going to ask you to rule in our favor. Okay? So that's the reason why we are going to continue to ask employees to complete 1187s when you want to join the union. All right? If you have any more questions, you know how to reach me. Reach me by email or by cell phone at 573-429-9030. God bless you guys and have a good day.